I don't like advanced stats.
Okay. Okay.
I
I
don't think
I don't
I don't
really.
think there's a case. If the stats are even, but Pascal Siakam has a better plus minus, I think you give it to the best player on the team, not to whoever has the better advanced stats. So just to be clear, like I don't care about advanced stats. I care about points, assists, rebounds, steals, blocks, turnovers, um, and eye test. Zero games of playoff hoops on a Monday night. We are now in the in-between stage. We are up to the NBA Finals. This is the pre-NBA Finals edition of the Daily Basketball Recap, where we're going to speak about the Thunder, the Pacers, maybe both. Tune in to find out. My name is Shlomo Stark,
My name is Levi Jacob.
and this is the Daily Basketball Recap in 15 minutes or less. Levy, good to see you. I've recovered from the Knicks loss. We overachieved. It's okay. It's time to move on to the smallest market finals I can remember. It's a finals for the basketball junkies. It is not a finals for. This is not good for the sport. This is good for the junkies. This is not good for the growth of the sport. This is just. It might be the best basketball finals available. But if you want more people watching the NBA, this was probably not the finals to have. So for all the conspiracies out there who think that it's rigged, this is not the rigged thing if you want more money. However, it might be the most exciting finals for basketball content creators like us because it's going to be super interesting. Best offense against best defense. SGA versus Haliburton, Siakam versus Jalen Williams, Miles Turner versus Chet, Nemhart versus Caruso. Like a lot of fun matchups. We'll get into it all over the course of the next few days. But now, what we want to discuss is as follows. Pascal Siakam won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And I think if you ask anybody, I think if you ask Siakam, who is the best pacer, he would tell you it is Tyrese Haliburton. If you ask a casual fan, who is the most important, who is the most valuable, let's use the word valuable, who is the most valuable pacer, who is the most valuable player in the Eastern Conference Finals, my guess is they would say Tyrese Haliburton. And yet Pascal Siakam won. He won of the votes 5-4. It was very, very close. Only 9 votes. And we're here to discuss. So I'm gonna save my opinion for last. Hopefully we'll disagree to make it interesting. We do not know each other's opinions. Levi, your thoughts on Pascal Siakam winning the Eastern Conference Finals MVP?
I think number one, it would have been more helpful if we maybe did know each other's positions before this, just for the sake of giving interesting back and forth.
Authenticity over interesting every time for me.
So you like that it's two small markets, is what you're saying?
Like it in what way?
You'd prefer it this way over
Well, no, I really
overblown big
wanted the
market.
Knicks to win. But I'd rather this over, I don't know, Chicago against my LA. Well, who's this? Like the Clippers.
Yeah, so
Like,
that's
it's
what I was gonna say. That's interesting to me is that like if the Clippers made the finals, I just don't feel like Los Angeles is tuning in the same way.
well, maybe that's a Brook. I gave a bad example. That was a Brooklyn example. The Suns, let's say. Suns are a big market team. Suns versus Bulls. The NBA would make more money, but I wouldn't care as much. But anyway, that's not the topic we're talking about. We're getting off topic.
Yes.
Pascal Siakam is the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Levi, your thoughts?
It's difficult. I think that they're equally important to this team. Do I think that Pascal deserved it over Haliburton? In my eyes, the answer is no. I think that Haliburton should have won the MVP, should have won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Depending on what your answer is going to be, that could turn interesting or not interesting. I do think, though, that in a very interesting way, similar way to Iguodala receiving the Finals MVP over Curry when he defended LeBron, and LeBron had like whatever it was, 35 points a game in a triple double. Um, the function of what that player serves to this team, like Siakam is their offensive engine. He gets them points when they need it, even if it's not pretty, even if it's just free throws, he's not having a good shooting night, whatever. He's willing to step up and kind of lead the charge. Not that Haliburton isn't, but you can kind of see, like, he's a younger player. I think later in his career, it'll be, the inconsistency will be less apparent. But Siakam has a consistency factor that really, really plays a role for this Pacers team, and it's been that way throughout the playoffs. And you get to see it even when teams decide, okay, you know what, maybe Pascal isn't as much of a threat. Then he really takes advantage of that matchup or the lack of coverage that he has against him. And he scores more. Or if he has to facilitate, he facilitates. He does everything on a basketball court, including defending. He's a pretty good defender as well. So I think that there was just consistently more times that Pascal shined, especially in this Eastern Conference Finals, than Haliburton. As Haliburton, I think his peaks were higher, but because it was like so dynamic, I think that like dinged his approach a little bit.
Okay. So I'm going to read out the stats, let's just compare it statistically for a second. Okay. So Tyrese Haliburton, I'm going to pull this up. I don't want to just say it off memory. I'm going to do it right. So Tyrese Haliburton averaged for the Eastern Conference Finals 21 points, 6 rebounds, 10.5 assists, 2.5 steals. Okay? It's pretty good. And like 0 turnovers. That's like a really
crazy.
Cheap. Yeah. Pascal averaged 24.8 points. So that's 3.8 more points. 5 rebounds. So that's actually 1 less rebound, surprisingly. 3.5 assists. That's 7 less assists. 1.3 steals versus 2.5 steals. And the only difference is 0.7 blocks over 0.3 blocks. So I'm actually agreeing with you that Haliburton should have won Finals MVP, but for a different reason. I just think Haliburton was statistically better. Like, it wasn't even... I actually think that it should go like to... When you have the Finals MVP or the Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals MVP now, I think that should be a strictly stat award, not a you're the best player on the team. Meaning, if, let's say, I don't remember it was a full finals, but let's say Game 7 in 2010, Kobe was terrible. But he won Finals MVP. I don't remember how he played the other 6 games to say that he shouldn't have won Finals MVP. But if somebody outplayed him that Finals, even though Kobe is without a doubt the best player on that team, Pau Gasol, Ron Artest, whoever had the best stats that series should have won Finals MVP, regardless of who it is. So, if you want to make the case to me that Pascal Siakam was the best player on this team, I would think he should win Eastern Conference Finals MVP. However, you just look at the stats and they don't back that up. Like, the eye test says Haliburton's the best player on the team, and the statistics do too. So I also think that Siakam should have won, but I'm okay. I also think Haliburton should have won, but for different reasons.
I'm just trying to find. Just because you brought up the advanced stats.
Actually, did not bring up advanced stats. I don't like advanced stats. I brought up regular stats.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was looking up advanced stats because you brought it up as it should be solely statistical.
Like solely
It doesn't matter because I can't look it up
regular
now.
statistical. I don't like advanced stats.
Okay. I,
I
I
don't think
I don't
I don't
really.
think there's a case if the stats are even, but Pascal Siakam has a better plus minus. I think you give it to the best player on the team, not to whoever has the better advanced stats. So just to be clear, like I don't care about advanced stats. I care about points, assists, rebounds, steals, blocks, turnovers, and eye test, and then best player on the team.
Yeah,
I
but
don't care
I
about.
think eye test was a big piece of this. Like I think that you're not then accounting for what Pascal Siakam allowed them to do on defense. Like I don't think that Tyrese Haliburton he's a good player in regards to defense. Like someone spoke about it recently. It was basically Tyrese Haliburton is like a he's like a 6'5", right? 6'5", like Trae Young type. There's not a lot of defense. There's not a lot of defense being played. It's more of a team defense kind of thing. Pascal Siakam's defensive versatility enables them to do what they do, and he still delivered on offense. Like the assists, I'm not taking it away from Haliburton because I think that Haliburton is a very good player. I think that you've seen him in a lot of systems, not a lot of systems. You've seen him in other systems though, in which he's not facilitating in the same way. He does a very very good like you have to give a lot of attention to the Carlisle play calling, you know, and I think that within that system, on the defensive supplemental side of how this team plays, like I think that Siakam really really gave a lot there as well. Um, I understand statistically, you know, it might not tell the same story exactly, but I do think that he's a really important piece of their defense. And again, I think that like the argument to be made is because of the peaks and valleys of Haliburton, he showed up consistently, and I think that like that was what this team needed. If it wasn't for that, they wouldn't have moved forward. So I don't
I
know.
like it. I like it. We found a way to agree but disagree. So beautiful. That was the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. I want to thank you, Levi, for co-hosting, for producing, and for going with me without prepping and just hearing each other out and being authentic and real in this 21st century, which people crave so much authenticity and less prep and less let's just do things instead of just prepping everything and discussing everything. I think that people appreciate it, the fans appreciate it, Pascal Siakam appreciates it, Tyrese Haliburton appreciates it, and I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.